Now everybody, I am scared, but I'm also a little bit excited too, because for the first time in the Microsoft Flight Simulator, we have a Dash 8. Yeah, this is one of the only planes we really don't have yet as a proper model, which is weird because the Dash 8 Q series is an incredibly popular airplane. Over 13 of these are built. They range from tons of variants, the Series 100, all the way up to the Q400, which is most famous. Yes, so far we haven't had any model of this plane for the Microsoft Flight Sim. The only way to fly it is to either fly it on X-Plane, where there's a very good model, or steal it yourself in Seattle. But here is the bad news. It's made by the developers of Virtual Coal FS, and they're not really known for good airplanes. I mean, a while ago we talked about their pretty bad Airbus A220 wasn't very good. The CRJ200 wasn't very good. I mean, you can even see it in their ratings. You know, the Microsoft Marketplace normally has very, let's say, favorable reviews and stars, but 2.2 stars in the Flight Sim Marketplace is really bad. They're just not known for good planes, so I wonder how this Dash 8 100 will do, which was released yesterday. So far, it's gotten pretty good ratings, and the photos are done brilliantly. I mean, come on, this is for the marketplace. Maybe you should make sure that you can see the airplane. Let's take a look. This is the 100, the smallest one, and that is quite exciting, actually. Let's go ahead and buy this. 14 euros, that is not a lot. It's not even a cheeseburger these days. I'm not very confident here. This model is not a study level model, but we worked as accurately as possible to replicate the real model. And here it is now. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt, you know. We have lots of liveries, actually. That's nice. We've got a ton of liveries. That isn't bad. I really want to try out the black one. I love when airplanes are black. They just never are. Because airlines think that black airframes just heat up so much more than white airframes, and they want to save air conditioning costs, which I don't really believe is really true. Either way, let's go and spawn this airplane on Courchevel, because it's a STOL airplane, sort of. And look at her! Wow, this looks very James Bond-ish here with Courchevel Airport. Not bad at all. And I do have to say, the modeling doesn't necessarily look super bad. I mean, look at the rivets right here, reflecting here. That's kind of nice. Something I don't really get is the leading edge. Why is that sort of square? When in real life it should be, why isn't it round? Like, genuinely, it's just a simple model. Well, it's really not hard to make it round. Why did they do that? Anyway, this doesn't really look bad at all. Let's get into the cockpit, which doesn't look bad at all either. See, this is the older 100, and so it has an older cockpit, which doesn't even look bad at all. Nor does the cabin right here. And yes, it's one of those planes where you have one person awkwardly sitting all the way in the back, like in the back of the bus. Now, something I would wish to do is maybe put out the stairs right here, but after all, this isn't a very expensive model. What isn't added in is the lavatory, though. Anyway, let's go ahead and see if I can turn this plane on and, you know, figure out, is this thing realistic at all? So it's just like an airplane. We turn on the battery. Okay, auxiliary battery. There we go. Battery master. Oh, wow. What was that sound? Wait. Yeah, we hear a fan that suddenly is able to shut off entirely within a second. Okay. Now, I reckon this airplane does not have an APU because it doesn't quite need it, does it?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard our flight. We would like to bring to your attention the safety information you need to follow. Please stow your hand luggage compartment.
Shut up.
You can place
No. Why do we hear a voice? Shut up. Silence. I want silence.
Mobile phones and other electronic devices
Turn
without
off!
a flight mode must be switched off.
So execution mode can be manual. Please. Oh, we can make it Spanish. Let's do that.
Attempting to damage these detectors is penalized by law.
Penalized? This is sort of an AI voice that shut up, honestly. Alright, let's turn on the engine. This is a very, very loud noise. Anyway, let's go ahead and select engine number 1. So let's do that. Norm. And we're starting engine number 1? Question mark? Yeah, it's turning on. That's good. Let's put in some fuel into the first engine right here. Start that. Yeah. Good, and it's turning on. There we go. Hey, that's not bad. Let's go and put this into minimum prop position. Said this is a turboprop, classic turboprop thing. For example, when we change the feathering on propeller number 2, we should be able to see it change position, which it doesn't do. Oh, so that's not animated. Oh. All right, so they haven't animated the props. Okay. Normally, I think, I might be wrong though, we should be able to see those propellers change position as we change the feathering here. Especially now that the engine number 1 is on and we can turn on the generator number 1. We should be able to make changes. Nope. That stays the same position no matter what we do, which is a bit of a shame that they haven't animated that. Well, let's go ahead and turn on engine number 2 as well. Select engine number 2. Yes. Start. The engine loop doesn't work. What does work is apparently this, the engine fire suppressant. So this, which actually doesn't do. It should turn off the engine. Problem is, I'm not a Dash 8 pilot, but we should have fire extinguisher happening. It seems as though the fire suppression system, which should turn off the engine, doesn't work? Question mark? Take this with a grain of salt. I don't know. I think this is wrong. What definitely doesn't work is like the testing. We should be able to test the engine faults here, which doesn't happen. But hey, other than that, this is really not the worst. We can see the generator 1 providing power. Let's turn on the second generator as well. And it actually is not giving any power. Maybe it's just because it's not taking load. That's a little weird. Yeah, all this airplane seems to do is make weird sounds. Anyway, we can turn on the packs right now. And yeah, once again, this is really not the worst. What I'm trying to do now is turn on these avionics here, which I'm pretty sure I've done here by turning on the main bus. But it doesn't do anything. Anyway, here is the FMC, and this doesn't seem bad at all. I mean, once again, I'm not... Like, this is a custom FMC. You have to kind of commend that. That's not the worst. Down here is the COM1 ATC. Here are the systems for some of the flight controls. Interesting. Now, by the way, we are able to actually open the doors, right? So here we can open the main doors. That's kind of nice. The cargo hold looks a bit like a black void, though. That might be because of the, I don't know, because of the livery. There's nothing in there. Oh, maybe? Is that grass? Let's get those doors closed again. Come on. Yeah, look at that. Proper animationing. You know what? This might be Virtual's best airplane so far. It really isn't that bad. Let's see if we can use a reverse thrust to, you know, taxi back. Okay, reverse thrust is to the max. That's good. And yes, it is working. Wow, that is very quick. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is just fine. Whoa! Don't wondering about these avionics. I mean, here in like the publishing pictures, they don't show it on either. So I believe that they might actually not work. What a shame, but let's go ahead and do some flying now and see if this plane flies a bit like a toy. You know, that's kind of like my biggest concern. I hope it just doesn't do that. Let's give in some power. Yeah, in fact, full power. And let's see if it flies like a toy. The Q. Wow, it is fast. Wow, it is extremely quick. Holy moly. Is it empty? Oh! What in... I guess small airports not really allowed, question mark. Oh my god, this is now...
Don't forget, so the progress of the videos...
I think they should have just not put in the voices here. Anyway, I've now spawned into St. Barts. This might be able to work, to be honest. This is 600 meters of runway. We've got some very bright lights here. Yes, the Q100 has lights on both sides here. You know, the landing lights. Let's go ahead and see if we can take off now. And by the way, I've now, spawned into this airplane with the engines running. And despite that, the avionics don't work, which is a bit of a shame. Holy moly, the acceleration is more than the Concorde. Is this running on like a sim rate thing? Well, like, genuinely, what in the world is wrong? But on the other hand, this airplane needs 150 knots to fly. Whoa! What? Let's get the landing gear up, which looks nice, to be honest, but the physics are completely off, I feel like. Okay, I mean, now this plane flies and it's able to balloon a lot. And now it oh! And now it stalls. This thing is a dead machine. We've completely died. What in the world have I... Huh? Let's try this again. Now, when the airplane is in the air, it flies... okay, but the acceleration is just insane. Let's try that again. Full power to the engines. And look at this. This thing is like a rocket ship. We're at 100 knots. This thing is so quick. But on the other hand, it needs 100,000 knots to be able to fly its whole. What? What have they done? All right, this clearly hasn't worked. Let's probably try, I guess, a more suitable airport. Let's try this again. Full power into Qantas Link Q100. And this thing sets off like crazy. What in the world is this acceleration? But let's try to fly it normally. We're now at 130 knots. No, not kilometers per hour, not. And despite that, I mean, yeah, we have got clean flaps. It will only rotate at a lot. It won't rotate. It won't rotate. It won't rotate. Huh? It won't rotate at all anymore. Now we're sitting at 150 knots and this thing won't take off. Like, generally. No. All right, I've spawned now into an approach to see how this airplane flies. And yeah, just like all the other virtual coal planes, this thing is extremely reactive, but now it kills you. Holy moly. Let's get the flaps out fully. Maybe it flies better then. Oh my God, why do we need 100,000 knots? Flaps full. Come on. Oh, all right, all's good. Maybe with flaps full, this thing doesn't need 170 knots, but a little bit less. And yeah, we've got this dolphin movement that... Oh, what? Why does this thing roll inverted? Maybe we can save it. Yeah? No? Yeah! Physics! Ladies and gentlemen, is there like crazy winds happening? Let's go and remove all the wind components and try to fly this airplane normally. And now it flies a lot better, to be honest. It might have been the wind situation, but still. All right, there we go. That's a little bit better. This thing will still fly very weirdly. Let's go ahead and see if we can stop it on this short part of the runway. Now, oh, the screen has come to life. Huh? All the screens have come to life. All right, let's go ahead and land this. Oh. Okay, all's good. All right, totally wind still. All right, and now suddenly the vertical speed indicator works, and this works. All right, autopilot disengage. Let's see. Does it fly better now? Yeah, it still has the dolphining around action, but let's go ahead and see. Do a landing. That's hopefully smooth. It's still very reactive. I'm not pushing the joystick to the max. I'm just using normal input. It's very reactive of a plane, isn't it? But here we go. Let's do a nice landing, which we can finally do now. What? Okay, there we go. That was a very quick stop. Hey, maybe now with wind still, this is good. Let's go and get the flaps to normal position and take off again. Maybe the airplane doesn't go crazy. Oh, it still goes crazy. Oh, wow. That is uncontrollably fast. And we still need around 140 knots to rotate, and then we can go like a rocket. I don't really get the flight model here. I really don't. Look at this. Have I tweaked anything here? Have I done anything wrong? And now it does this. And it goes fully inverted and doesn't really fly anymore. What the hell is this flight model? Is this what a stall looks like to you? You know what I can see is that they're really trying hard here. They did quite a good job at like modeling. Cockpit looks pretty good. Outside texture is pretty good as well. Yeah, okay, never mind. The leading edge isn't around here either, but you can really see that some passion went into this, and this is something that we have to say is pretty cool. It's really not the worst. It's like if the flight model was a bit more believable, and honestly maybe the Q100 flies like this, you know, this is a wind still situation and it's able to do these tricks. Like generally if I pull like hard on the joystick, this thing is like a rocket. I don't get it. It's really just a flight model problem, to be honest. Yeah, but this plane needs a ton of runways despite being extremely fast for no reason at all, and it's got like very weird stall speeds. Now suddenly we're able to fly at 100 knots, but before we were stalling at it when we took off. I don't get it, but let's go ahead and land. Yeah, wonderful. And the stopping is way too quick, and we can do this with a reverse thrust. And like taking off here is obviously not gonna work, but we accelerate extremely. Whoa! This goes like a sports car. Oh my God, that is an insane acceleration, but this, hey, there we go, 150. Hey, the fastest ever Q100. Oh, and now we fall down, and now we stall out, and now we have to save, and now it goes inverted, and then we can save it again. This thing would be kind of recommendable, honestly, with especially the cockpit finally working. For some reason, it didn't work before. Don't get it. This thing would be kind of recommendable if the flight dynamics just weren't so weird. But honestly, this might be the best virtual coal plane. It's really not the worst. Not the worst plane of the month, and it's not the worst plane of the year. Hey, good job there. And now we go do this. We move. We're now submarine. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow as always. Good night.
The special thanks goes out to my members, my supporters, Guns Killer, R27, James Duram, That Dude, Anime Gods of Gaming, Derek, Insider Plane, Nishijitsu Finder, Professional Jamal, Ryland Williams, and New the York. You've got beautiful names.